Hello there, and welcome to another Baldur's Gate draft, a traditional best of three draft. It is, and Illithid Harvester was my previous recorded draft, the one with a lot of blue rares. I think it might have been. I had a few drafts between that one and this one. I didn't draft blue in those ones, but now there is a card that is maybe worth first picking. The safest pick, I think, in the pack is just the Guild Swan Prowler, which is probably the best black common, even better than in Grim Bounty. I could take that, which is the boring pick, or I can take a blue rare and again try to find more good blue cards, because I don't have any trouble. I think blue will be open because that's almost always open. I will get blue cards, but the thing is, blue cards aren't that good, so it's not enough for blue to be open. Blue has to, there has to be some of those good uncommons and rares opened in the draft. So I think the correct pick, if you're really wanting to just maximize your win percentage, might have been the Prowler. But this is definitely a strong card, especially if you happen to play an aggressive deck. Then the Plant Tadpoles, the adventure version of this card, is really good. And of course the 5 mana 4/4, then being able to neutralize some of the opponent's creatures is good. But I tried to get an aggressive deck, but I don't know if there is a blue aggressive deck. Now, if I took the black card, it would be just perfect, continuation to take another one of these Prowlers. It might still be the pick, but there's also the Draconic Muralists, which, in blue-green you could be the dragon deck. So now that I didn't pick the Prowler, I'm not going to pick these. And I'm gonna take the Muralists, which is actually quite good. You get to search the dragon card. It's not a seek, so it's not a random dragon. You get to choose the dragon you pull out of your deck. So assuming I will be blue-green, I will have plenty of dragons to choose from, because that is the color combination. And of course red has a good amount of dragons too, but blue and green have, well, I mean, blue, green and red is they are the dragon colors of this set. And if you want to have some dragon synergy deck, you can be any combination of those three colors. Or you could be a 3-color deck if you splash for something, but a straight up 3-color deck with even split, that's not going to happen, because this set doesn't have enough mana fixing. Alright, so at least now I'm not getting any amazing black card. It would be quite annoying to have yet another great black card after I passed already 2 Prowlers. But what am I gonna do here? Blue cards, not great. None of this is too amazing. I don't know if I want to take the dragon here. I don't like the Ray of Frost. I think I take the Cycle of Moondruid. I guess you could have taken the 4 mana 2/4 with double team, but this is a good blocker as a 3 mana 2/4, and when you play this kind of dragon deck, it's going to be, well, not an aggressive one. And I just said when I took the Illithid Harvester that I would try to draft an aggressive deck, but when I got the Muralists as pick 2, it's worth going the dragon route, and you can still use the Harvester even in a slower deck. Alright, so here of course I don't have to lock into my colors. I can just ignore the existence of blue altogether. I have only one blue card. I could take here something like an improvised weaponry, and then maybe be like a red-green dragons. I haven't done that one either. I don't think the Earcult Elemental is even that amazing here, and I will get plenty of these later in the draft. So I'll take the weaponry now, and I'm willing to, ignore the one blue card I have here. Okay, I'll take the Owlbear with 2 green cards. I'm gonna take which I think is the best card in the pack. There is a dragon, but a 3 mana 2/1 is just not even that great when you are going to be a late game focused deck. So let's take the Owlbear here and see what the other color will be. Okay, probably, well, no, this doesn't even have a dragon here, so I could take a blue card, but okay, this pack is just not very good at all. Do I care about the land druid thing? I don't think this is worth playing unless you have the, those black-green self-mill payoffs of some kind. I don't know what I'm supposed to take here. I'm not likely to play any of these cards. I guess I'll take the 4 mana 3/4, but I mean that was just a package. That's not gonna be that great. After picking the improvised weaponry, I don't see any good red here either. So I think I'll just take now the Occult Elemental. The Guild Thief maybe. I don't even know what kind of deck wants to run this. It is in the end 2 mana 1/1. It's very hard to get the counters, and paying 4 to make this unblockable is just that's too expensive. It should be only 3, I think. But now I'll take the Occult Elemental here. It is at least a card that is not embarrassing to play when you are blue. Alright, here, Druidic Ritual, no thanks. There's a 1 dragon. I'm not really yet any kind of dragon deck, and this thing doesn't need to have like a deck full of dragons. You have like 3 or 4 good things to get with this, and it's gonna be a good card. You don't have to have any more dragons there, because it seems like I'm not getting the dragon payoffs or any kind of enablers or anything. So let's just take the Inspiring Bard here, and it might be a blue-green deck. There's a couple of mana fixers. Follow the tracks, and well, not only fixers but also ramp, which may be interesting when you have these 5 and 6 mana cards. But I also like the Arcane Archery quite a bit. Maybe a bit too much, but it seems like I've been winning some games with this. It also works nicely in defense because of the reach. I like the boon a lot because the boon gives both trample and reach counters. So let's take the Arcane Archery here for now. And now I just take, I don't know, Ether Cap for sideboard. Okay, 2 mana, 1/3, sure. Okay, I don't think I want to play like a lot of these Arcane Archeries. I will take the Follow the Tracks right now. That also allows me to splash if I get like, some good splashable red cards. Here I'll just take the 2-drop, which I don't plan on playing, but no, I could. Alright, so this pack has a Chaos Baldur. I can easily move to, main color red here. This thing is a double caster, so I won't be splashing this card. How many of these I have? 2, so yep, it's still relevant for completing the mythic rares of the set, and it is the best card in the pack. Innkeeper wouldn't be bad. The Orb of Dragonkind is also a red card. I wouldn't take this red card over this red card, never. Yeah, of course there's a Grim Bounty for black, but I'm not gonna move to black now. This is the peak. This is quite good of a card. You can pause and read what it does, but it is definitely, you're gonna get just choose abilities that are choose modes that are gonna be good for you. I mean, even though the second one has to target the opponent. So yeah, let's take this and see if I can just move to red. And I think it has to be green because I mean, my blue cards. There's only one interesting blue card, the Illithid Harvester. That's all there is. Okay, so here there is an Ancient Silver Dragon. I have one of those. Again, I'm gonna keep an eye on any mythic rares that I might want to pick just to, make it faster to complete the set. But if there's anything, actually very good in the pack for my deck, I wouldn't be picking mythic rares. This is I mean, I guess you could play this in blue-green dragons when you have enough mana, mana ramp, because 8 mana is just a lot, and sometimes you might even not be able to attack with this because you might take yourself if you have a bad roll. I mean, bad in this case meaning very high roll. I don't think it's that good, and I might want to be red-green here. Let's take this. I mean, there's a chance I still am blue, and then it might be funny to have this card in your deck. Because I don't actually see red here either. I took the Chaos Baldur, and I took the Improvised Weaponry in pack 1, but pack 2 hasn't offered me any good options for red after the first pick here. So I might still be blue-green, and I'm gonna take the Dragon Muralist. If I'm blue-green, I would be interested in playing the Gale's Redirection. This is a straight-up 2-for-1, very expensive one though, but you have a chance to actually get the, get to cast the card you countered for free. So that's gonna be fantastic in those cases. But the Muralist number 2 is just because you can chain these things into each other. They are both dragons, so this is just a fantastic card to have in multiples. Alright, so here, did I take the... No, I didn't take the Band Together because that was the pack that also had Ancient Silver Dragon. Now, there is a good red card, but I guess I might move to blue-green after all. Gnoll Hunting Party isn't even that great in the deck. That doesn't have a lot of cheap attackers. So I'm gonna take the actual reasonable 2 mana blue spell in the format Undersimplify. I could take the band together, but I'd prefer to have something that I can cast on turn 2. And this I definitely can use as a 2-drop. And here, easy pick, Mechanic. Yup. And I should cut the red cards. It's pretty obvious, given how the draft goes, that red is not open to this direction either. And I'll take another Old Bear. Scaled Nurturer is a card I might play in this deck. I have the 8-drop after all. I have, this is always going to add mana. You don't get just the life from all the spells, but I'm still, if I see an Old Bear, I'll take it if I'm green. It's just too much value. Alright, so you come to a river. Lapis Orb of Dragonkind. Scry 2 is quite okay, but I'm not sure how many dragons will I end up with in the end. I have only 3 now, so the couple of Muralists and then the 8-drop. Dragonic Lore is also probably gonna be too often a 6 mana card, because the bounce spell is not the worst. I guess I'll take the bounce spell rather than the mana rock, because I can have multiple different cards that add 3 mana cards that ramp me. There are plenty of those options, so I'll take all the Old Bears here. I guess there's an upper limit how many can you play, but I'm not there yet. Alright, so no need for another Occult Elemental. I just take another copy of a Follow the Tracks, because I wanna play these Old Bears on turn 5 as often as on turn 4 as often as I can. I take another of these Moon Druids maybe, or do I need a 3 mana card here? Yeah, what else I'm gonna take there? There's no blue or green card there. Other than that, circle here. So how does the deck look like? Am I interested in the Circle of the Land Druid? This may get me a land, but I don't think it's worth it. I do need some 2-drops though. It doesn't matter at this point what they are. More undersimplifies. Even these 3 toughness blockers, they will be decent. But I'm not getting them. Curve is really awkward here. Not even sure if I want to just... I'll take another 3 mana 2/4 blocker, and I guess I'm not playing all of those, but yep, there's no... Even the bad 2-drops are non-existent here. So why did it go so badly for now? I wonder if I get to... Well, I guess this is not gonna deck you that easily. Roll a d20. You're not always gonna have like 18 cards left in the deck when you get to attack with this, and even if you do, it's fairly low chance to get finally a 2-drop. A fairly low chance to get such a high roll at that point. So you can connect with this once, and if you connect it with this twice, it's pretty, easy to just win, because that's 16 damage in the air. So I think I will play it thanks to having all this mana acceleration here. And here, wow. I would just want to have this 2 mana 2/3 if I could. That's such a nice one, but this is just too good. I'm not going to not play this card when I'm blue, so I'll take it. But this is going to be pretty much of a repeat from a previous deck, which had a lot of clumsy, expensive cards. But where's the fun not picking this thing? This is a really strong card too. I just wish I had a little bit more early game. This would be a perfect one, because 2 mana 2/3 is such a nice blocker early game, and it's not a completely useless card later on either. So it's a really good one, and then that also has a built-in naturalize in it. But I didn't pick it because there was a 6 mana 5/6 flying with Ward 2, and of course this has the Kalim Spread option too. It's a card you're happy, a 6-drop you're happy to have in your opening hand, because you can use it to cycle and maybe buy a little bit time, and then you get another copy into your deck which you will draw later on, and then you maybe have mana to cast a 6-drop. Alright, so here Mechanic is better than the Follow the Tracks, because this gives you some jump blockers while you are trying to ramp. And here this would be a nice card to splash. And I definitely can splash. The thing is that I'm not sure if I want to splash something like an improvised weaponry. And if this pack didn't have the Druid of the Emerald Grove, maybe I would take this. But given how mana hungry this deck is, a 4 mana 2/2 that gives me 2 lands is really good here. So I think I'm just not going to have any removal, I suppose. Just take this thing, try to do what this deck wants to do. And now I can not take the Olber now. There's another shot at the Yahaira. By the way, this is a specialist card, so this can the green version gains you 4 life, which will be quite nice in this deck, and it gains you 4 life even if you don't have a artifact or an enchantment to kill. And the blue version is only Scry 2, actually the weakest one of these. Did they have to have well, Scry 2 isn't the worst, but I mean, it's still, I think, the weakest backside there, so it of course has to be blue, the weakest color in the set. Anyway, I'll take this 2-3 over the Olber. That's I think, an easy pick, even for me, no matter how much I like Olber. Alright, so here, another Cult Elemental, or definitely not this Soul Knife Spy. It's not the deck for that, and it's not like I need any 3 drops. The thing about the Follow the Tracks is, of course, that I have already a bunch of these, including 3 mana Accelerants, including 2 Follow the Tracks. So I think I'll take the bounce thing, at least to have some interaction. I'm not sure how many of them I'm actually going to be able to play, those 3 mana Accelerants, or if I'm even playing 2 of these Cult Elements in the main deck, but I want to have the option to have those available. Here, this is not really for this deck. I'm not sure what kind of limited deck can utilize this well, but I can take the very nice sideboard card. You line up the shot. It's also main deckable, but of course this deck has a lot of cards already I need to be cutting, so I'm not going to main deck that card. I will main deck if I need to kill a flyer or artifact or an enchantment. Right, here could take a rare. I don't think I can play any more of these 3 mana cards, so I'll take the Robe of the Archmage. I'm not sure if I can play it in this deck. It just draws cards, and that's something I don't need to do in this deck, I don't think. You meet in a tavern, not for this deck. I'll take the Shocking Grasp, which probably won't find a slot in the main deck, but who knows. Maybe I sideboard it in against some specific stuff. Well, Gnoll Hunter, not being nothing else than a 2 mana 2/2, it's fair enough, because I just need that early stuff here. And here I'm not needing the Prism here, I don't need any of this stuff. I'll take 20 gems in the form of a rare, and here it doesn't matter what I take. Oh, another Gnoll Hunter. Well, I guess I have these, if nothing else, 2 mana 2/2s, which is, fairly, it can block and trade with other early drops, and that's, that's fine enough. All I need to have in this deck is to have time to get to my expensive stuff. Right, so whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, you draw that many cards. Well, and it's of course a hefty equip cost. First you have to pay 3 mana to play this card, and then equip 4 would be just insane. Of course, if you have a lot of summons, warlocks or wizards, let's see. No wizards, no warlocks, no shamans, so I don't get the cheap equip for any creature, so this is definitely not a card that's gonna be good in this deck. I don't know how many decks in this format can even draft where this would actually be good. You would have to be, first of all, very aggressive, and then have a bunch of evasive creatures, and ideally at least some shamans, warlocks or wizards, but yep, not going to be played in this deck. Yep, so don't need the land druid things. Ether Cap will be a sideboard card. I have enough 5 drops here already. So let's cut the lands for now and see what are the easy cards in here. I don't think I need a Shocking Grasp. Not all of these Circle of the Moon druids. How about the Lantern of Revealing? How many of these 3 mana Accelerants should I play? I have now currently 5 of them. Given that I have a triple Owlbear, 2/6, actually 3 6-drops and the 8-drop here, I can play a lot of them. Well, anyway, the Water Weird is unnecessary. I do like the Inspiring Bard a bit, because it does in fact gain you some life. This can stabilize you a little bit. And it's good to have a 4-drop available when I don't have these 3 mana Accelerants available. And sometimes I might have one of these 3 mana Accelerants, but I don't have, a 4th land. So maybe I'll play the Bard here. I'll play the Harvester here still. I would like to play 2 Cult Elementals, and the thing about the Kalim here is that this can always cycle for 2. So I don't need to consider it as a 6-drop, so I can consider and this has also a little bit of utility before 5 mana. So triple Obear, couple of Occult Elementals, which is my only interaction I think here. Because I think I don't have room for the You Come to a River. And then there's the 8-drop, which I suppose I'll play it because I picked it. I want to play the Arcane Archery, maybe. It also could be a little bit irrelevant though. It would be nice with the Silver Dragon. You get to, have trample for it if they somehow block it. Well, it's not hard to block a flyer, of course any deck can have flyers, especially in this format where all the colors have access to some dragon. Even a green has an uncommon dragon that flies. But, yeah, maybe the Arcane Archery is not for this deck. I still like it quite a bit. I don't know. Let's see, I'm gonna cut 2 of these druids. And I guess I can cut the Inspiring Bard. And maybe I don't need all of these 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4. That Invoker isn't that great. Although a 3 toughness blocker, it will kill a bunch of 2-drops. No, not kill. It can block a bunch of 2-drops. Namely anything that has only 2 power. And you don't have to trade with them when you just want to buy time. The Sleight of Hand is, I guess, could be useful when you have all these things that add mana. I do like to have the Undersimplify here. So this is currently actually 6 cards I can use on turn 2 that affect the board. This can, tap something, but it doesn't really affect the board in the long term, so I don't count that as such. But this cantripping is nice, because I need to hit land drops in this deck, at least until I get to have these all bears. By the way, one thing about the dragon count in this deck, that in the end it is just a 3, so the Muralists can pick the other Muralists or the Silver Dragon, and it's possible I will draw all 3 in a game, in which case this will be only 4 3s for 4. But I don't think I have any dragon in the sideboard. I literally don't have. I didn't pick any more dragons in the draft, which is weird. Maybe I saw some. I don't know. Maybe I didn't even see that many. Well, I remember I saw the Luther for 2, and then I saw the 3 mana 2/1 flyer. Those are dragons. But I didn't see a lot of dragons, especially not ones that I'm happy to fetch with this. I don't want to fetch a 2 mana 1/2 with this thing. I'm still playing these because when I don't draw all 3, even if the first one gets me, maybe after I get this and this one dies, I get another Muralists, and then I naturally draw the Silver Dragon. Well, it's not the end of the world. It's enough to get value out of one of these Muralists. Alright, so this is now currently 25 cards, so I was thinking about cutting maybe 1 Invoker, and I will do that. I will sideboard them in against aggressive archetypes when I really need to hit my 2-drops. I still have, some play for turn 2. Now the question is, should I cut one of these, and it would be the Lantern of Revealing. One of these 3 mana Accelerants. It feels like that's maybe what I should do. Lantern of Revealing. This format has also some little bit of an artifact hate. Someone can be main decking the you line up the shot, and they might actually want to kill my ramp thing, or someone could have also a copy of Jaheira. So the Lantern of Revealing is the worst out of these 3, so I'll cut that, and that is leaving me with a deck that has 16 green cards, only 7 blue. Out of those 7 blue, 3 are rares or mythic rares, and then I have 4 commons, so that's really weird. But the red color wasn't open in the draft either, so green was super open, and that's pretty much it. I have some, sideboard blue cards, but this thing is a triple caster, but then again, all my 3 mana Accelerants can also, add blue, so I'm not worried about that too much. But I'm thinking about what my mana base should be. I think it has to be 8 islands only and 9 forests. Yeah, okay, this is the deck. Not a amazing one, but again, some number of blue rares. Let's use these non-Baldur's Gate lands for a while, for a change now. 8 of these. So at least the Follow the Tracks will end up drawing me a card when I have time for that, because they give me a gate, and this thing, in addition to adding more mana, it's also going to give you eventually basically 3 power and 4 toughness for 3 mana, which is still good, even if you get those only, you know, in kind of an increments, not at the same time. Yep, don't know how good this is, but I'm also not sure how should I have drafted the deck, given how the draft went. I was totally willing to move to red, but pack 2 gave me no other red. And of course, if I started with 2 of those Guildzone Prowlers, the 2-drop black common, this draft would have gone probably a pretty different direction. But I'm not. I still wanted to take the, you know, less boring option here and see how this deck will perform. Yeah, so this is the deck, and I want to keep the Arcane Archery in the deck. That is, you know, at least a little bit more interaction. That is at instant speed. So, and that is the only instant speed interaction, not counting the tap effect here, I suppose. So let's have that in the deck. Okay. I'm actually going to be able to, I mean, assuming the opponent doesn't kill me fast, I will maybe get to 8 mana because I have the Follow the Tracks, and this will give me 2 other lands. So that's already 6 lands currently. I only need to find 2 more. Okay, I know 2-drop from me, but no 2-drop from the opponent either. Or they actually... Okay, well, this might be an easy mode, because they missed the, you know, 3rd land drop. They have nothing. And now that I drew the forest, I will play the Follow the Tracks. Otherwise, I might have gone for the Circle of the Moon Druid. Let's get the blue gate, because I potentially need triple blue for the Gene. But now I can, of course, play the turn 4 Owlbear, and the opponent doesn't even want to see me do that. They didn't want to dig any information, but I suppose they also didn't want to reveal any information. I only saw 2 forests. I have no idea about their colors, what they're playing, so the fact that they're playing green doesn't make me want to sideboard anything in particular here, so let's just use the same deck. They saw that I play green-blue. Don't think they really were able to sideboard much either. Alright, this is a deck where I don't mind having these 5 land openers, because I do have triple Owlbear, 2 6-drops, and of course the big dragon. Okay, so we have same colors in here, do we? Blue and green, unless they are like 3 colors. Locking Roper, well, so much for attacking. I think I drew... yeah, I did draw 3 lands there, but oh well. This is the kind of deck that can actually survive, you know, having this amount of lands early in the game. And if I draw another land, you know, I can just activate this, so my turn won't be completely wasted. I'd rather draw a spell though. They get 2 lands, well, they always get 2 lands, but oh, there are 5 colors, or 4 colors, no, maybe they are not black. Interesting. Am I gonna go with the Harvester right now? There's only one creature I can kind of downgrade. I think I have time to wait. So I will use the gate this turn cycle. Maybe they are playing around counter magic or something. But I'm definitely not pressured here in any way. They will attack with the Emerald Grove Druid, which is fine. I will just block. I don't care about the pack tactics for this thing. It's not like I'm gonna easily trigger it, because even if I have this as a 4-4, you know, this attacking as a 3-3 on turn 7 or 8 is not really, you know, that's not the kind of body that's easily going to be going through. Okay, they have a Giant Evoker, so that's not good. They're gonna get a Lightning Bolt. They might actually just kill the Gnoll Hunter, but so far they don't have a way to gain life, so they can't untap the Lurking Ropers there. They might still offer the trade with the Druid of the Emerald Grove. Oh, they don't even attack. What's going on? Why wouldn't they? They were really, you know, worried I have some instant speed stuff there. Okay, yeah, they wanna use the... Maybe they were... okay. Oh, that's funny. They get to re-trigger this ability. Wow. Now I'll see if they have a swamp in the deck. I guess. So... no swamp. So I think they might have been a little bit afraid of my, you know, the potential to have the green adventure, green sorry, the 8 drop that, you know, the 8 drop that gives +2/+2 and hexproof with the adventure. So that's why they didn't want to do anything funny there. Although I think they still should have attacked with the... Well, no, I think they didn't want this to get blocked because they had this, you know, sweet play with the Pegasus Guardian. Anyway, now I have this stuff going on. I'm gonna wait until the Pegasus Guardian is on the battlefield, and then I will use the Harvester to, you know, make their guys. Although these things getting counters is kind of annoying, because obviously you know, the counters will stay when it becomes a 2/2. But what to do here? What to do here? So this will become a 3/3 if I tap all this stuff right now. I guess they don't get to double team. This was hard. But I wanted this... I don't know, man. It's such an annoying thing. Okay, I'm gonna still do this. Whatever. I definitely needed something else to do this in this game, because opponent was very slow, but they actually did some relevant stuff here. They have, you know, all the synergies going on. But the thing is, now that this doesn't have double... I mean, I'm gonna be able to turn this, you know, face down before the double team gets to trigger, because of course it won't have double team after that anymore. Sadly, they will have the 6/6. Wait a minute, they have another Pegasus Guardian. Okay. Well. I mean, I guess it's not the worst. It's not the worst, but it's not the greatest either. I guess I can... No, I need to play this thing if I want to make this kind of guy into just a 2/2. Alright. They will attack with the evokers, but... Well, let's see what happens. I'm gonna do this. And I can make, you know, I guess... Does it matter if I turn this guy face down? I might. It's gonna be a 2/2 anyway. So... If they attack with the evokers, it will become a 3/3 because they will conjure a copy of giant evokers into their hand. It will pick up a counter, but I can't block it. They can kill it with the bolts, but they of course have, you know, 3 cards I don't know about. And they are fine with me blocking. They deal, you know, 4. They can play a Pegasus Guardian. They get a 1/1 flyer. Now I do have an air cult, and I don't know. But yeah, this double Pegasus Guardian, they have some good stuff to blink with it. So that's 1 bolt dealt. They can make another bolt. And I still have like an awkward amount of mana. Last turn I passed the turn with 2 mana up, you know, having a 2-3 mana spells in my hand. Now I will do the same thing. Unless I'm gonna play the circle and follow the tracks, which I'm not sure if I even need to do. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna bounce the token. Bounce the token, and I have, you know, some blocks here. Now the problem is this Echoed Elemental will die, because they can attack into it and then use the bolt to kill it. So that's not nice at all. Because they will get another bolt now. But of course the Giant Evokers is a really good card, especially if you get to blink it. So I mean, that's a 3rd. No, this is only the 2nd lightning bolt, is it? Or is it the 3rd actually? It is the 3rd, right? Yeah, it is the 3rd lightning bolt. So I mean, unlimited lightning bolts are always good. So if you get 3 of them, that's pretty nice. Now I can still draw my 8-drop Mythic Dragon and maybe win with it. Although I might get also decked if I get 2 high rolls with it. But of course, when I just keep drawing these lands, it's not so easy. I have now, what, 7... That's 10 lands. I get, yeah, 7 lands left in the deck and 17 spells, so... Definitely not great. I'm gonna take, what, 6... taking 4 in the air, they can attack with at least I guess they can attack with everything. I take 7 and they lose the 2-2, but then both the Pegasus Guardians are gonna give them a counter. Sorry, not a counter, a token. So they're gonna have 3 1/1 tokens and 2 3/3 flyers. So I don't think there's any win with, even though I can get a non-land card with this thing. But this was, of course, this game was me flooding out. Now I kept the 5 lander, and there is the Silver Dragon, which is not useful anymore. Because, of course, they can just attack past it. Alright. So I can seek a card with this thing and see if that somehow changes anything. Don't really see it. Oh, and then I got my other big flyer. So if I just could have this somehow earlier. I know I can tap with this, but I'm still lost. I have still lost the game, so let's maybe try to have something going on a little bit earlier in the game. Can I do anything to prevent these Guardians doing their thing? I don't really think so. Ether Cap though will be useful against the Guardians, and was there something else? I mean, it's good enough to kill a Guardian, so I guess I could play that, and I could just ignore the Invoker. The opponent doesn't seem to have any aggressive stuff, so I can do that. And I will have the Ether Cap here. Anything else I want to use? You line up the shot. Probably not. Is any of my... Now, am I gonna just cut all the early to game? I don't think so. They have the annoying 4-5 to block with, but then again, I want to play my stuff on early. It's not even, I mean, they don't necessarily have that 4-5 early in the game, so I guess I could play something like a You Come to a River, but now I'll have my 2-mana 2/2s. This is fine. I think it's fine. I do need to get a little bit lucky, but I have those good rares. For example, the Kalim is a 5/6, flyer that can just win the game by itself. And here, okay. Well, there is a Kalim. Am I gonna tap up to 1? Okay, so you don't have to target anything. You can always, draw a card with this thing and then get it later on. Opponent mulligan to 6 there. So, okay, there's no land. I do want to have my 3rd land so that I can play the Olber on turn 4. So next turn the Mechanid. Yeah, I think I'm gonna... So this is non-land, so I can't tap the lands. But I'm gonna cycle this. Of course I will have a... So when I do return... Sorry. Come on, cancel. So it says, when you discard Kalim, Conjurer... Yeah, I'm gonna discard it. I draw a card, of course. Just discarding it would be horrible. Alright, well, there are the lands. And here is the Mechanid, which again allows me to play the Olber on the next turn, so I don't need the more aggressive creature, because I'd rather just play my 5-drop now. Also draws me a card, gets me closer to this, Kalim there. They have a Follow the Tracks. I have also the Harvester, which can tap down there. Oh, and all that. So where is the Kalim? It's not my next draw step, but it's gonna be close. I will get to play it soon. Well, there's the Draconic Muralists too. I don't want it to die though yet, because then I will have to shuffle my deck. Well, let's see what they draw there. Okay, they get lands, but no acceleration this time. No acceleration this time. Okay, Jahaira. Well... I can play Jahaira and the Muralists. I don't draw the Kalim yet, so the thing is that I kinda want to... But then again, the opponent doesn't really want to kill this thing, do they? No, because I get the dragon with them if they do. So I'm not too worried about having to shuffle my deck. So let's just play the most expensive stuff here. And the 4-2 isn't even that great against the, the 2-2, so let's just do this. And the Muralists. And now I have actually a good board here, which means that the Harvester tapping down all this have might give me a lethal attack, or at least very close to it. They're gonna kill that. You don't get the boon because all the 4 damage was required to kill that. Then they have a Circle of the Moon with their own blocker for that stuff. Alright, so now... But of course the problem is that the opponent obviously knows that the Alchemy is gonna happen next. Now if I had 8 mana in here, or on the next turn, which I don't. Oh, actually I do. Darn it. Sadly the opponent has cards I don't know about. Because I mean they can double block this and kill it. And then I would get my 8 drop. But I can't cast it on this turn, so it's really... Yeah, if I could cast it on this turn, maybe yeah. But probably won't be offering the trade now. Am I gonna play the Harvester? No, I'm gonna wait a better moment for it, I think. Okay, I wanna draw my Kalim, so I'm gonna do this and make them at least do some work to, I mean, make them, use a card to kill this. I won't just attack into a Circle of the Moon Druid and this thing to give them an easy, it would just trade with the Moon Druid thing. So are they going to have a counter spell? Well, no, because they're tapped out, so I can play my 5/6 flyer right now. And now it's time to offer some trades. So, or maybe not. Maybe I should actually not offer any trades because I have the Harvester here. So currently I'm dealing here 12 damage. That's, almost enough. That is that's 12 that I could be dealing right now. That also means that I could win on the next turn. I still... Again, I was a fool. Why did I play this? I don't know why did I play it. Because I could have still attacked with the Muralists, but I kinda don't want to. Because even though I can get another card, I can also just... I mean, this is a lethal attack if I get to tap down their board. That's the thing here. Especially if they're tapped out. It's worth it. I'm going to not attack with anything, and next turn I'm threatening to attack for a 13 plus 4, 17 damage, which is lethal enough. They can use this thing whenever you attack up to 1 target attack, so they can make 1 guy unblockable, and then they of course can... No, this even happens at the beginning of the end step, so they can't... Now this is a really sad specialized card, because first of all it's a 4 mana 3/2. Okay, they can do that. I can tap all they have. Yeah, they can. If they play this, they will use all the mana for it, and then they will... I mean, I can tap down everything, right, and win. Anyway, the point is, this is a 4 mana 3/2, so you are overpaying for this effect, and then you can't even, recast the creature post combat. You can't recast the creature post combat because it returns at the beginning of the next end step. I don't like it. Anyway, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 creatures, and I have here enough mana because I can tap this for mana and still have lethal. So let's have this x equals 6, and I can have 2 attacks during which I would kill them. So I don't have to kill them with 1 attack only. I guess with that I could have, but then again I wanted to play the Kalim because it's just such a big threat. So I think it was still correct to play the Kalim on that turn and then go for the Harvester. But of course these things won't untap, so I have 2 attacks when they don't have any blockers. But yeah, 2 of my rares, including the first pick now, was, pretty important here because the opponent was really close to, going off with their deck again. They had some very nice, blink synergies, but of course they have also pretty slow deck. And even though my deck is slow, I had these kind of, ways to punish suddenly them. So I don't know if I got lucky there, but anyway, I was happy that my first pick at least made me win a game and a match as a result. Alright, I have 9 forests in the deck. This hand doesn't actually do much even if I draw a forest, so I'm gonna mulligan this one. Not a lot better one, but I have to get lucky now. I'm gonna, of course, get the 8-drop away. Also I have 2 cards that can fetch it from the deck, so I'm not really needing it now. But let's see if I can hit my land drops for, you know, double Olber. That's great. Other than that, I will be in trouble. Okay, that will help me a bunch. Okay, it wasn't a bad mulligan, especially if my next draw will be a land. And even if not, well, I can cast some of the spells, and I at least have a 2-mana spell I can also cast. And that's a good one if I don't draw a land. And I'm gonna offer the trade here. I know it can potentially get a counter on the next turn, but the opponent doesn't know it, and they might want to have their 2-mana. Sorry, 2 power flyer there. But they actually... Oh, they didn't care about that. I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't want a 2 power flyer, you know, eating me away, because I have this pretty strong card draw power here. If this dies, I just get the other muralists. And if I draw lands, I have the Olbers. I guess I can draw the 3rd Olber, one of the 2 drops. I can't draw the 8-drop now because it's the last card of my deck, so I think I have a pretty good chance to draw stuff that allow me to do something else than just, you know, the Invoker on the next turn. And now I will get another Muralists. Take action there. That's value. How about a land there and a land, so I'll just play the Oper for now. Alright, well, now even though I'm mulligan, it doesn't matter because I will have all this card draw power here. Of course, opponent is, you know, having a lot of cards too, but my late game is pretty good, so I don't mind game going to late game so that we both are at a high life total. They can do this, but I mean, this already drew a card, so and this thing made me draw a card. I will actually do so that I can play the Undersimplify, and this is a funny scenario. I actually don't want to hit 20 here because I want to have an untapped land, so I will need to let's see, I'm gonna... Doesn't matter really. So don't get 20. 1 island, and I guess... sure, I can have 2 islands. Okay, that's fine. Or if they have anything expensive, I'm not playing the Invoker, I just want to undersimplify something. If they have a 5-drop or a 6-drop here. If they have a 4-drop, okay, yeah, bye-bye. They have a 6-drop. That's fantastic. So this game has gone incredibly well now. And now the other Muralist is ready to get my 8-drop dragon. It's pretty fantastic. I can even double spell here now because I do have an Olber, and then I can play the 2-drop, which, you know, also threatens to start drawing cards. So even though I have all these lands, the trades have been pretty beneficial to me. This thing can still activate as well. Well, that's doesn't actually... It's not enough against an Olber. So... Let's go. So I think I don't have enough mana to activate this. No, I would need 1 more, so in that case I'll just do this. No need to specialize, I might even specialize into the... I mean, they might have a target for this ability, and also the 4 life isn't as relevant as a Scry 2 here. Plus Homebound. So, beginning of your end step, exile the top card of your library until the end of the next turn. Play that card. Alright, so they get to play this swamp, and then they will get also a treasure token. Alright, so... How do I do this? This has death touch also, it will just trade with stuff. I think I'll first see what I get from here, because I have only lands. Now I could just draw 2 cards from the Invoker too. So the thing here is that I can play a land and activate the Gate to Sea Tower. That will leave me 4 mana still up. I might actually want to invoke first. Or you know what, first I will just attack with this stuff. I don't mind the Olber trading with the Tomebound thing. And I don't mind the Muralists dying, because that's gonna give me an 8 power, you know, 8 flyer. So let's see how it goes. Yeah, I'm happy playing the 8 power flyer. Okay, that will trade there, and the hook horror becomes a small creature. Now they're only at 8, so they can't take the 8 damage. They can't take the 8 damage from the flyer. So they need to kill it. I of course keep playing my lands, because even though I have these specialized cards, I also have, you know, card draw power in my deck. So it's worth having all the lands on the battlefield. Also, if the opponent finds a way to gain life, you know, then they can take this damage and I will draw a bunch of cards out of it. But it's more likely they will have a Grim Bounty. And this dies. Then I have to try to win with some other way. So they draw 2 more cards. But they will have enough 4 cards I don't know about. You can play this for a treasure, doesn't matter. Some of these 4 cards needs to deal with the Silver Dragon somehow. That is a jump block. Unless I draw the, you know, I have the 3 mana trick that gives Trumble. And jump block is of course just a temporary solution, because it's not like they can threaten to kill me anytime soon. Plus, I'm actually also just aware of the fact that the Jaheira Harbor Emissary can kill an artifact, which is something the Pilgrim's Eye also is. So currently I have lethal unless they have a way to kill the Jaheira before I get to specialize. They can also kill it in response to the specialized trigger. The backside trigger doesn't happen if it doesn't ever transform. But they have 2 mana available only now. They can attack with the Warriors of Tiamat. Okay, they just played everything they have, so I have now no, it's 100% now. Even if this was an instant, they don't have power to cast it. So let's just do this thing, and this is relevant. Because 8 is all I need here. And this is a trigger that triggers from the damage, so if the damage is lethal, I don't even, I mean, I could draw 20 and lose to that, but it doesn't happen because they die before that happens. So that's the reason, but the Silver Dragon, if the first hit doesn't kill you, the opponent, if the opponent dies to the second hit, it doesn't matter if you drew a lot of cards with the first hit, because of, you know, it won't even resolve. It won't even get put to the stack. The only thing is that if the opponent can survive 2 hits, then you're quite likely. I mean, if you get 2 big rolls, then you will likely die to decking out. All right. So anyway, they have a red-black deck, which. Well, I mean, nothing out of ordinary. They have the Prosperous Tombbound, but I don't have enough ways to deal with their creatures. Prowler is annoying, but what can I do? Ether Cap, don't see any targets. They had the Red Dragon though, but is that enough to play the Ether Cap? I don't think that's the case. Yeah, probably don't need anything here. But the good thing is that I actually now have won games with, you know, all the rares. I guess I didn't necessarily need the Kalim in the one of the earlier games, but it was really good help there. But now I have actually won with the Silver Dragon, and I have actually won with the Harvester, so the rares have been doing stuff. Okay, I don't think there's anything in the sideboard here, at least based on what I saw, but I don't see how those. I guess I could take the -2, -0, the Shocking Grasp, because that's good against the Death Toucher when of course the Prowler is 1. So I might do that if it goes to game 3, especially if I see more than one of those Prowlers. Okay, so this is my starting hand, which is good because I can play the Undersimplify, countering their 3-drop. Fine. That's a pretty good one with the Deadly Dispute. And then I can, well, I'm now likely to have an Obar on turn 5 because I have these 4 lands already and double green also. It doesn't matter what's my 5th land. Don't have a 2-drop. If they go 1-2, I don't like it, but they didn't, so now I'm happy. I hope I get to counter whatever they're gonna have there, so that I can just safely play the Follow the Tracks without caring about the Undersimplify getting stranded to my hand. Because I really want to play a turn 4 and turn 5 Obers, which is possible if I get to Follow the Tracks. But man, if they just pass the turn. Okay, it doesn't matter what they play, I'm gonna counter pretty much anything there, because I'm planning to tap out for so many turns now that the counter spell would have been pretty stranded in my hand. So the 2 next turns are gonna be Alber's. I'm still at 16, and now they have to start working to get to attack past these guys. Okay, that's a 4-drop, so if I have 6th land, I can play the Muralists and the Invoker. Now I have already the Dragon here, but I can still get the other Muralists, which is gonna be fine enough. So Baldur Girl, oh, they could have Steel and Sack stuff now going on. Well, not much I can do about it. At least I have 2. I have not 2 Olbers, but I will have a Muralists and the Invoker here most likely. Yep. Any reason to attack? I guess I could, because they don't have that great blocks. I guess they can block with both Valorsinger and the goal, and then I get to kill only one of them. So, okay, let's not be too hasty with the attacks yet. I will be attacking with the Muralists for sure. But now if they get to 4 mana, then I will see if they have a, you know, steal a creature effect and eat it with the Sepulchre Gold. I'm also 1 mana away from the 8-drop again. It's quite funny how, I mean, I guess I have 4, you know, 3 mana accelerants here, so... Okay, so they disputed this thing. So, I mean, it's not that weird that I get to easily to 8 mana, but still it's... Because usually when you play 8 mana cards, it's in a regular deck with no additional mana producing, you know, 17 or even 18 lands, it's not that likely to get to play an 8-drop very soon in the game. But now I haven't had too much trouble with that. One of my lands is from my 3 mana card though. Fares, okay then. What am I gonna do here? I have another Olber coming up. Next turn I will play my Ancient Silver Dragon. So I will go and do some aggressive stuff. I know I could play the Olber pre-combat, but I don't think anything I draw affects my attacks. I don't want to let the opponent know what I'm gonna have coming for them. So I'm just going to attack with the Olber. If they are blocking with the Valorsinger and the Sepulchre Goal, it doesn't actually matter. Because I'm happy now to trade with the goal, so that if they have Steel and Sack stuff, they lose their Sack outlet. It's fine. Also, it's a bit risky because I actually didn't need these stops because I have the gate activation up, so I will have priorities anyway. So now I get to choose which one dies. I mean, so they're gonna jump block the Muralist. Now that is weird. So because they're gonna jump block the Muralists with the Imp, that means they're gonna use the goal anyway. And I just actually want to get rid of the goal. So let's the goal can be at most a 4/4 here, so it doesn't matter if they sack. Then if all they're left with is a Valorsinger against my Olber and the Invoker here, they get to scry. And I still have my Muralists. I have the Olber. Next turn, Silver Dragon. This thing can actually draw cards. I have time to do that at some point. Man, I like these Olbers. Really good stuff. Okay, so I'm at 16. And I have a lot more power on the battlefield than they. Grim Bounty, for sure. They can attack for 3 now, because they can of course boost this guy. I'm not gonna jump block it. Oh, they can attack for 4 now. Oh, but this is the one that has actually... they can attack for 6, because this has no haste, but it will get sacrificed. Oh, they actually chose to... I mean, they could have gone for 6 here. Just, you know, pump both of them. Well, I don't think they care about this blocker, do they? Well, I'm happy they chose that line. Oh, I got my other Muralists. I have no dragon to fetch, but then again, I also have the 8 mana dragon here. The question is though, do I want to expose this to some kind of removal, or even, you know, a threaten effect? I might feel a little bit safer if I don't do that, but then again, unless they have a deadly dispute. Well, which they... Okay, threaten will be horrible with this, if they have it, because they get to deal 8 to me, I go down to 4 and they draw an amazing amount of cards, and one of them might be a deadly dispute or another sepulchral goal. They don't have to have it in their hand right now. So the question is, should I wait until they play the potential threaten effect on some of these guys? I think I feel like that's what I want to do. Forest, and I have an island in my hand, I guess. 2 forests is fine. One of them goes to battlefield. I still haven't activated this, and this, yeah, I'm gonna keep hitting my land drops here. Because the only reason to not hit all the land drops is because I have one specialized card in the deck. But that's only one. The Black Dragon is going to kill the muralists, and I sadly don't get to... Do I want to shuffle my deck? It doesn't matter, the deck is random, there's nothing here to fetch. Now they also know I have this card in my hand. It's fine though. If they attack, will I snap double block? Because they will kill the invoker, for sure. It is gonna draw 2 cards whenever I choose to use 8 mana on it. But then again, if the Silver Dragon doesn't get killed... I already saw 1 Grim Bounty. And I'm gonna lose to a threaten now anyway. I will take 12 in the air and I'll lose. So I can't play around that anymore. I will need to have the Silver Dragon around. I haven't even seen a threaten from them. They might have it because they have a Sepulchral Goal and a Deadly Dispute, but it doesn't mean that one of the 2 cards in their hand is that one. Because I don't want to take 3 here. I will just do this. I'll lose my card draw 2-drop. But at least they are down to the Black Dragon only. But I still have the Gate to Sea Tower that I can use to get more lands. Sorry, more cards. I mean, it's specifically non-lands. So let's keep playing my hands here. Especially because I don't need 2 islands. If I want to specialize into blue, I have the 1 island in my hand. So now is the moment of truth. I will lose to a steal effect. And if they have a... well, they didn't have that. And if they have a regular removal spell, that would have been pretty bad as well, but since they don't... Oh, that's... oh, well, wait a minute. Okay, way to go. One of the rares to the rescue. Wow. That was a good top deck. I will say that much. Still, I haven't drawn any cards with this thing. I guess I had 20 cards, so I wasn't gonna lose. Even a D20 wouldn't have make me lose until after, you know. Well, I would have lost in upkeep, so... no, well, in draw step. But, I mean, I'm not sad about the fact that I haven't been able to draw cards from this. I'm happy that the 8 damage in the air has been enough to just finish off the opponent. But maybe I get to see this draw at some point. It would be kind of funny. So on the draw. Well, this hand will obviously lose if I don't draw like a... I need the 3rd land in 2 draw steps. And then I still need more. But I have the Muralists. If I get to chain these, it will be powerful. I have the Old Bear, and these are good stabilizing plays even if the opponent gets to have an upper hand in the early game. So I think I will keep it, but understanding that if I just don't draw lands, it will be easily lost, especially because opponent started with a Kobold Warcaller on the play with the red-white deck. This is going to be hard if they can go 1, 2, 3, and no, okay. So I'm taking 3 damage already when I have played only 1 land. Now this was an amazing draw. I mean, given that how few 2-drops I in the end have, this was fantastic because it can trade with the Dusk God. But any of the guys will have haste. At least I will have a 2-4 blocker. So maybe with this Invoker I can actually... oh, and this is not... oh, but this gets the 3-1 now, so... I can't actually, you know, stabilize that easily. If this was just a 2-1, but it got the, you know, boost from this thing. By the way, opponent's curve, pretty crazy good. Of course, this is what the red-white deck does. It's supposed to do so. But I mean, the opponent really got this good start and was on the play. It doesn't matter really who I'm gonna get rid of here, I don't think. So, I guess if they somehow get to blink that one, I'd rather not have that. Boon again. Alright, so this isn't bad at all because this will get me 2 lands. All I need is 1 land. And this 2-4 is also going to be doing good job blocking these. They did miss their 3rd land drop, so they might not have 2 large creatures coming up. And this 2-4 might be able to block. Well, it already blocks all the board, the entire board they have. And now if I'm able to just... if I'm just able to draw the 4th land, I think it will be very, very strong. It's not quite, but then again, it is a really decent one because this gives me the 1-1s to deal with these 3 X1s, and this will add me mana. And if they happen to kill the Myconid because they don't want me to add mana, then I will get another 1-1 at least, and I have more time to find the 4th land for the Druid of the Emerald Grove. And I have these 2-5s. These are actually very good against what they are having here. And they're missing that. The 3rd land drop is obviously pretty nasty. So now, of course, this thing having the ability to make these guys, you know, give them a pump effect, it's not great. And it works even if the other one is in the graveyard. But this has the perpetual +1/+0 that makes this into a 4/2. So I have 2 options. Well, I guess there's a 3rd option. And even a 4th option, so I mean, I could take it, I could jump block it, or I can trade it. And if I trade, am I going to choose the Circle of the Moon Druid? Well, I think I am. Because I can't risk not drawing the land and then having nothing to play on the next turn. So this is gonna be the trade here. Because I could have blocked with these 2 and then my mechanic dies. And I didn't draw it, so this is fine. And this 2/2, you know, it can block that stuff there. Now I get 2 islands because I still might draw my Kalim, which needs triple blue. Okay. I would have actually liked to have one of these enter, you know, getting the 10+ roll here, but it's still fine. I will have 6 mana on the next turn if the Myconid survives. No attacks. So the Air Cult Elemental can start to do that thing has haste though, it's really annoying. It's really annoying, but of course the Cobalt Waffler is just the thing that helps the opponent a lot here. Yeah, kill the Menace guy obviously. I'm trading with just the Druid here. They will have another one, which will also have haste. But my Air Cult Elemental is going to do some work now. And then I have another Air Cult Elemental. This is actually quite darn good. I will just bounce this thing so it doesn't, you know, boost their guys. Okay, so I can play another Ancient Silver Dragon. I'm almost tempted to attack it, but it's only 1 damage, I'm not gonna do that. If they have a way to deal with this elemental, I will be wanting to block here. So I can have another elemental and maybe even the Silver Dragon. It's an interesting game. The fact they missed their 3rd land drop a couple of times means that I have a chance here. I think otherwise it would have been a bit too hard. Alright, so they have a way to... I guess they have the +2/+0, draw a card. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm gonna just make them use it. Okay, Dragon Spire is actually better out of those. Okay, I will have the dragon happening on the next turn. Oh, that's so funny. That is so funny. I didn't even necessarily need to play the elemental right now. I just wanted to play the most expensive card in my hand, because it's also possible that I will still hit a land. But I'm not gonna block with this thing. Maybe it's time to attack with both of these. Now this will have haste though. No, it's not. But I'm not gonna block with these because I wanna play my dragon. So let's do it like this. Now all of these, well, they have a, well, I mean, they have a lot of hasters in their hand, but then again they have only 5. Okay, minimum containment. Well, well, I guess they didn't have mana to play this guy, but yeah, would I double block here? I mean, the thing is that I would, because I have this, and then of course they wouldn't even attack. So I guess I dealt 1 damage to take 2 damage, but that was a bit risky, but I didn't expect this minimum containment there. I suppose it's good that they did that on the 2-5 and not my 8-8. I might lose to that. I mean, the opponent has to be at 16 for this thing to kill them in 2 draws. 2 attacks, I mean. Of course, you can roll like a 3 on the first hit, and then you can maybe attack twice more. But now, do I have actually 9 mana here? So this is 7, 8, 9. Yes, so I can just actually do it like this. This is a bit safer, I think. Next turn, get the dragon. Yeah, I'm gonna do it like this. I can play the Muralist thanks to the... Yes. Could just play this thing though. Yeah, I can play this. Save the treasure for now. Okay, I'm not gonna attack for 1 now. I'm not gonna make that mistake again. I'm at 9, they might have some way to quickly win me. Well, not win me, win the match. Beat me. Giant 5 wheels, yep. It's gonna be a 3-3 because this thing is in the graveyard. But they have... Oh, I didn't expect them to have multiple minimus containments there, because I mean, if I played the dragon, it would be just gone now. It's so funny. Are they gonna have a 3rd one? I guess I'll see it very soon. They're out of gas actually. So let's do the plan now, which I tried to do on the previous turn. And then I will have the dragon. Then I will win in. By the way, I do have the disenchant in the deck. The creature which has the specialize. So I will be able to get rid of these minimus containments. I also have a sideboard card that can give me a naturalize. So they can't really easily attack into this board. They just... I mean, they finally got their lands, but I had too much time in the meanwhile, and you know, the power of Allbears is that they just keep drawing you cards. It's a really good card, obviously, when you have time to, you know, cast multiple of those. I cast 2 in this game. So I didn't even need the dragon, and I also had the harvester here. Alright, so I think, given how they started the game, well, it felt really horrible there, but I had a couple of things went, you know, my way. First of all, I actually drew this thing on turn 2, which was really important, and they didn't have a 3rd land drop. They missed it at least twice. I'm not sure if they missed it 3 times, but at least twice they missed it, and that didn't give, I mean, given that I hate my land drops, I got my, you know, bounce spells and all that, so that was enough to buy so much time that they just simply could not anymore, you know, keep up with my, you know, pretty powerful defenses that I have in the deck. So you line up the shot, and also the Jahaira are things that can get rid of the minimus containments. And since they had 2, I will sideboard this thing in. You can always just draw a card from this thing, so it's a pretty, you know, free card to have in your deck. The question is which is the, you know, least. And by the way, I'm also having another invoker. I need to hit my 2 drops here. So the least impressive card here is Arcane Archery. Sorry, is that the name? Yeah, Arcane Archery. And then of course, if I'm gonna have this card here, I will not need some of these. But the bounce 2/5s are really good. The Kaliman. Well, I'm gonna play the Silver Dragon because I have the, you know, I can get with the Muralists. So now the final card is going to be really tough because the 2/4 blockers for 3 mana are really good. I think the Null Hunters are the worst, but they are still 2 drops. I don't think I can afford to as long as I play all this expensive stuff, I need to have my 3 mana accelerants. This is tough. Maybe the Silver Dragon is the worst card out of the bunch, but I think I'll take the Harvester. I mean, it might be a mistake because it still locks down the opponent for 2 turns, but it still is maybe the least important expensive card in the deck. Definitely making the creatures into 2/2s isn't relevant because that's pretty much how big they are anyway. Alright, I'm again having this risky hand, but because I have the Circle of the Moon Druid, if I have any land here in 3 draw steps, and then I have, you know, the I can if I get the 4th land, I have all the mana I need, and the opponent is also, you know, mulliganing to 5 here, so this might just be a free win, unless they hit their dream curve now with the 5 card hand. But also I might not draw the 3rd land, but I immediately did. Of course I still need a 4th one, but now that I have a 2-drop and a 3-drop, I can block with it's, you know, not so hard. And even, okay, that was a good one because now I have 2 2/4s in case I miss the 4th land drop. That trading is very nice against an opponent who, you know, mulligan to 5. Okay, they get a card back and it's even a 3-power creature, but gladly my Circle of the Moon Druid can still block that stuff. I had 2 more of these in my sideboard, so I'm not sure if I was supposed to sideboard even more of those, but I just don't know what I should be cutting here. If they're gonna give me a minimus yeah, I was thinking about if they have a minimus containment there, I would get the 4th mana that way and then, you know, go off. But now I just do this and get 2 islands, and I think this is pretty... I mean, I don't know how the opponent can win with the red-white deck here. I have a critical miss, but gladly in this game rolling a 1 isn't that dangerous. At least not for most of the cards. Okay, now they chose to contain it, and well, just I can take 2, go to you know, 18, have all this stuff coming up here, so I can even have, this is a 2/4, so I can have a surprise 2/4 blocker, which is not even relevant right now. Muralists. It requires 3 mana to do that though. I might use this for mana. I'm not sure if I want to play the air cult. No, I'm gonna just play this. Why wouldn't I, you know, play this thing that doesn't make me use my treasure? I get to draw a card and all that. So they don't have a good attack now, unless the card they drew is gonna. Well, they did have a good draw. They get to. Well, that's gonna give them some ability to push damage, because of course they get to trigger the double team. But I still am not too worried about things, because I will just... They only have also 1 mountain for these pump effects here, and I'm just going to... Yep, I'm gonna play this and the Muralists. I'm happy to trade Muralists to get another one of those. Okay, now they can pump these things twice, which is just fine. They will lose the guy anyway. I will take some damage, of course, here now, because this will deal 3. But I'm at 12. It's fine. And I get another Muralist, which is gonna turn into an 8/8 flyer then. So, or I can just draw the 8/8 flyer naturally, which is also fine because I have them. I mean, it's no problem. All right, and let's just do this, and maybe the Mechanic. The Mechanic is good. And I can start attacking here. No problem. Could I attack even with the... No, I'm gonna go the aggressive route, because of course I can just play... No. Play a lot of different things here. I think I will simply get the Ober back. Well, let's see, I can play this. There's nothing that amazing to bounce though. He's gonna potentially deal 4 though. But it's fine. So I'm gonna play this and then I'm gonna naturalize the containment that has the Olbar. I know I could play this, but I like the other plan more. I'm gonna naturalize. So I'm gonna get the 4/4 to block with. And I mean, I can just block this with the 2/4 and 1/1. Another Rebel Rosary is not gonna be enough because I'm winning this race already. I don't need my dragon here, and they don't even care about attacking now. Naturalize. This containment. It's still on the battlefield, so I'm not gonna get the card from it, but I mean it's gonna be a 4/4 trampler, which is really good. And I have a Kalim. Do I have a win this turn? No, I don't, even if I tap something. So okay, none of this really matters. I'm gonna just attack with these guys. No point attacking with the druid. Just trading with the 2/1 here. They can have these as 3/3s, and I couldn't care less. Okay, they do that. Sure. They want to find some kind of way to win with this, but it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna play my 5/6, and I'm gonna win on the next turn. And even without this, I was winning this game, but the opponent mulliganed to 5 there, so okay. A couple of free wins there, and I also had a couple of risky keeps myself, but they were the kind of keeps that if I need to draw some lands quickly, which is not the most impossible thing to do, but still easily could have gone the other way. Then again, I have had, of course, draft events where I have those risky keeps and they, back-to-back risky keeps, and then I don't get there and I lose that way. But this was a pretty similar kind of deck than the previous one on my channel. Not much to say about it. I did actually get to showcase the power of this tap ability a lot more. I mean, the 4/4 part, making the guys into 2/2s, that's against some decks it can do some good stuff, but the tap ability is definitely the main good part of this card. And this, I just won 2 games because of that. That's really good. So I would be willing to first pick this card still in future, even though blue is a little bit not so great. I got to connect with this thing at least a couple of times, but the opponent lost, so the card draw didn't happen. It's fine. I mean, it's still the worst of this Mythic Dragon cycle. The other ones are better, mostly because they don't cost 8 mana. But in this kind of deck, I had never really trouble to get to 8 mana, so I'm not worried. I mean, of course, I had to pay the price, and I played these 3 mana cards that add more mana, but then again, the mechanic is really decent because it also comes with decent amount of board presence. And of course, the Druid of the Emerald Crow, which I drew a lot in these games too, was really valuable. So, I don't know, I would have liked to have more synergy with this thing, but I didn't really need it either. And I got enough early game here, and this thing's working as 2/4 blockers. Is quite okay for a 3 mana card when you are all you care about, just to survive to the late game. So in the end, I don't think this deck was that bad. I wouldn't say it's like the ideal deck in this format, but it was. I mean, of course, I did win all the matches, but there were some easy wins there just because opponent had some trouble with their draws. But anyway, I don't know what else to say. I'm happy to have a blue deck, although there were not that many blue cards in the deck, but still it had a triple blue card, double blue card, so yep, it was a blue deck and it got all the wins here, so that is at least nice to have in this format. So I will have a next video after some number of days, and I will hopefully see you then. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.